You can know your self-worth. People can tell you you are worthy. You can even believe it intellectually and still not feel it at all. This is not low self-worth. This is the difference between recognition and acknowledgement. Self-worth shows up in our daily vocabulary constantly, but it often shows up as a verdict on someone else. She doesn't know her self-worth. His self-worth is so low. First of all, it is not very nice to comment about someone else's self-worth. Second of all, people who have things to say about someone else's self-worth usually have unresolved questions about their own. Now, let's talk about self-worth properly. Self-worth is defined as the belief that you are valuable as a human being, independent of your achievements, failures, skills, or what other people think of you. Now, this definition is good, but it is incomplete. This is because self-worth isn't just believing in your value as a human being, it is also acknowledging the experience that made you who you are today. Most people stop at recognition of their self-worth. They recognize their self-worth just enough to tell people about it, or enough for people to be able to identify the level they are at with their self-worth. The problem with this is if you only recognized your self-worth just enough for people to notice it, the moment someone questions it, there will be a problem, or it might even start to fall apart. This is because recognition without acknowledgement is fragile. Now, here is the difference between recognition and acknowledgement. Recognition is seeing something. Acknowledgement is admitting its existence fully, that you know what it feels like without it. You can be recognized for something. You can receive an award, you can receive a praise, and it still feels so foreign to you. This is because you haven't acknowledged it. You haven't made it fully yours. Acknowledgement requires evidence that comes from lived experience. That is why self-worth is earned, not recognized. Now, how do you earn your self-worth? You earn it through experience, through trial and tribulation, through betrayal, failure, and situations that build your resilience. This might sound harsh, but without these things, it is very hard to acknowledge who you are as a human being. It is hard to know who you are without the things you were introduced to, the things you were privileged to have, the things you have been through. Not the things you were given, but the things you survived. And yes, if something can be earned, can it be taken away? Absolutely. But the good news is, just as you can lose something you earned, you can also get it back. You can get it back with the same or relatively close kind of work, kind of experience that built it in the first place. Self-worth and self-esteem are not the same. They're like twins. They work closely together. They can even affect each other, but they are different. Self-esteem is you estimating your importance based on the standards other people set for you. When someone calls you kind, you feel good, but most importantly, you add it to the list of things you now have to uphold. Self-esteem is built on how others perceive you, not really who you are. And low self-esteem comes from failing to meet those external standards. Or worse, trying to judge yourself by the standards you never set in the first place. Self-worth is different. It is who you are without those standards. It is built from experience that also built your self-trust. And self-trust is what allows you to set your own standards, ones that you actually believe in. Some people go through a hard time, a great deal, and come out of it without knowing their self-worth. At the end of the day, it all comes down to acknowledgement. Hard times can build you or break you. The difference between hard times breaking you or building you is simply you acknowledging your own survival. Do not downplay your hard times by saying, I got lucky, I just got through it. You didn't. The only reason why you survived is because you stood by yourself and didn't give up on yourself. In this case, it adds to your self-worth. It doesn't reduce it. So, does self-worth fluctuate just like self-esteem? Somehow, yes. The thing with self-worth is there is a base, a template that stays constant. What fluctuates is the input. New experience, new interpretation, and new evidence of who you are. The fluctuation doesn't look like you questioning your worth. It looks like self-doubt, feeling incompetent, losing self-trust temporarily. But because the base or template is already built, new experiences, new interpretations, and new evidence only adds to it, not dismantle it. Only you can determine your self-worth because only you have lived your experiences. Other people may judge who you say you are, who you claim to be. They can even try to estimate your self-worth. But one thing they can never do is measure your journey because that is solely yours. Do not allow someone else's standards to be the measure of your worth. Build your own standards through experience. And most importantly, acknowledge the person you have become as a result of those experiences. And let your self-worth grow from there. Thank you so much for staying till the end. My name is Ramat. This is Ramat Right. I will see you same time next week.